Now, could I use this one for the whole thing? Yeah, you could. Let's try a little section and see how it works. It's not, it doesn't have the scouring thing on there, you know? And so now I'm going to dip it in my other water. So I've got 2 buckets here. Okay. That's actually doing rather nicely because it's a heavier sponge and it's pushing in there. Now if I have any troublesome areas, I can take my other little scouring pad and just kind of go over those and then go back to the big sponge. Okay? Yeah, liking that. I've got a couple areas down there. I'm just going to use my other sponge and sponge it out. Make sure you have plenty of light on your project area so that you don't miss anything. Now's your chance to get everything, right? Once it dries, you're going to be, ooh, I should have got that. Oh, look at this over here. Hey, what about that? You miss all kinds of things. There wasn't enough light on your project, or you slammed it and thought you could do it in 2 hours. This project's going to take you longer than 2 hours. Okay, don't rush it. Make sure you got enough time for this. Okay? Now the beauty of the grout is if you see an area that you missed at this point or something, after you get done with this, on your next go, take a little putty knife or sponge, whatever, and just fill it in. And then let it dry and make sure you wipe it back off. Okay, now I'm going to get down into cleaner water. And you'll know, it looks like it's nice and clean, but once it dries, it's going to dry white. And this just takes a little bit of the film off, but it's still going to dry white to a certain extent. That's when you've got to take cheesecloth. And I'll be doing that on a different video. And then you wipe off the excess, and it kind of cleans that efflorescence, that's what it's called, that haze on the tile. It's going to wipe it right off. Okay? But for right now, this is the best we're going to get it. I can look at it, and I need to hit some of the lines so that they look all nicely even. I can do that quickly because I did it with the sponge like this on all the other ones. And you can just kind of look at it. Everything looks actually pretty good, you know, but this just does a once over in case you have something. See, I saw something right there and that took it off. But once it dries, you could get a little high edge on your tile or what have you. Okay? We don't want that. We want it to look like a professional did it, right? Even though you and I are not a professional. That's why I'm doing these videos. To have you see that if I can do it, you can do it. You know what? I probably shouldn't have wiped that. I'll let this dry fully before I rinse it down one more time, because just that bigger sponge has a different pattern to it, and that by hitting it, it could have, if these grout lines are just slightly wet, it's going to move the grout. You know what I mean? So this, I'm just doing this because I think it needs to be done. So I can do it. Okie dokie. Now I can do the next section and I just work up and keep her going, doing it the same way.